Hello everyone and welcome back. I'm Dr. Stock, Doctor of Education. In this video, we're taking a look at Nvidia as they have earnings coming out in the after hours. And I think that it's going to be something very exciting for Nvidia one way or another. We could see that volatility come in with these earnings. This is probably one of the most earnings reports that we have coming out for Nvidia after such a wonderful quarter with AI news and Nvidia being in place to take full advantage of all the biggest companies like Microsoft and Google and Amazon, all using their software, hardware, and tons of other companies. So in this video, we'll also be looking at the Moomoo app to do this. And right now during earnings season, there's a special exclusive offer that you can find down in the description of this video. You can sign up, deposit your cash, and get up to 20 free stocks by using that offer. More on that later. So with that said, let's get right into the content. So we have this article from Barron's. Nvidia Earnings, artificial intelligence will be everything. I think that it already is everything that anybody cares about for Nvidia. That graphics, yes, while it's a huge part of their revenue, that really people are going to be looking at data center. That's really where we expect to see any sort of explosive growth, if there is any, for Nvidia. So as we read down through this, it says Nvidia might report mixed business results in its gaming segment. I would say that's probably a really good possibility. Now they have put out their 4060 series cards, and they actually have cut down the price significantly to where it's no longer starting at $1,000 MSRP for like the top tier cards like you would have with the 4080, the 4090, that would even go up closer to the $2,000 mark. Now we finally have some consumer graphics cards that are down in the $300 to $400 range. That's important to take a look at. However, when we go on with this, and like I said, data center is where it's at, and I'll show you the spreadsheet that I have for them. And right here, Wall Street projects Nvidia will report quarter revenue of $6.5 billion with adjusted earnings of 92 cents per share. This actually goes along with what Nvidia already said at their last earnings, so that's important to pay attention to. Now, this would be a 10% beat pretty much when we take a look at their revenues if analyst estimates really do come in at $7.2 billion. So honestly, it could be possible if they've put out enough of their A100s, H100s, and also they still had some relatively good strength with gaming. Now, even though those aren't the only two revenue drivers that they also have the software end of things, which it could be tied into their data center. They also have visualization, they have automotive, and those are just much smaller revenue segments for them. So Nvidia is leading chip maker for video games, and it's funny because they actually put artificial intelligence second, but that's where all the news is right now. That's where all the hype is, and that's what we're going to see really driving the price changes based on what we see from their earnings and from what their guidance is going forward. We want to hear about how that performance has been going. So let me switch from that, and I'll bring up the spreadsheet here for Excel. Boom, there we go. All right, so this information that we have, this again is from Nvidia. When you look at this information, and I'll zoom in to make it a little bit better for your viewing experience here. So Q4, this is their last results that they had posted, and you can see data center actually dropped going into Q4. However, we expect a sharp uptick in that, so please be on the watch out for that. And then gaming, we really want to see how gaming's been going. There's expected to be some weakness there, and you can see much smaller, and these are all in millions, by the way. So this is 3.6 billion. This is 1.8 billion, 226 million, 294 million, and also 84 million. That comes out to just over $6 billion. And you can see what they have reported here down at the bottom. Maybe you can see that. Let's zoom in a little bit more. There you go, 6.5 billion. The high estimate, according to the last guidance, would be 6.6 billion, all the way down to 6.37 billion that we're looking at. So coming up above that high guidance is something that's going to be amplifying for the stock. So let me bring that down, and we'll jump over to the Moomoo app. There we go. And what we're looking at is the desktop version of the Moomoo app, and I'd have it way zoomed out on the daily chart so you can see the sort of ride, this V shape that we got from Nvidia, and the ride that it's been on all the way going back to the middle of October, where the stock market itself really turned around. And Nvidia had a bit of a rough time because it can't really send its top tier chips over to China, and that was something that was a huge hit to Nvidia, although I think they're going to recover nicely from that. At least their stock price with the AI hype has really helped out, and you can see its movement above the 50-day, and I think that these earnings have the possibility of sending us up well above from where it's at right now, and I think that we could see anything from 5 to 7% on the upside. So 7% of where we're at now would be about $20, a little over $20 up. That would put us around the middle of the tops of these candles that are over here, and 5% would be just shy of that as well. So that'd be just a little bit lower, sitting a little bit more, maybe just selling below those candles. And I have a cat right now saying hello to me. So hello, cat. It's Benny, who's joining me in the studio today. I know he's off camera, but we'll leave him down where he's at, because otherwise that's all you'd see is his face in the camera. And selling off from that, just in case we miss earnings, although I don't expect that to happen. I think that would be pretty damaging from where they're at right now, about a 5% drop, maybe even down to 7%. So that would be something that we could possibly see, that sort of price softness. Now you might be seeing the position cost distribution over here. We actually have a fairly high concentration. If this were to move up a little bit more and be very peaky up at this top part, that could be an indication that we're going to get a bit of a sell-off from a technical perspective when we talk about those. Now, it is possible that we start this could be a little bit of a bull flag that we have happening here. We did drop out of the overbought territory back down into the bullish territory. Like I said, I expect good earnings from this. I am a bullish on Nvidia earnings, and we'll see if that puts us back up in that 320 to 330 range that I expect from their earnings. Like I said, it is possible that we miss on those and that we do soften a little bit. Now, while that upward pressure is there, we do want to pay attention to the pressure that we also get from the macro environment, that if we do continue to experience some softness in the overall indices, that could also impact, that downward pressure could weigh on Nvidia stock and mitigate some of the results to the upside and amplify some of the results if they should go to the downside. So those are things that we should absolutely be aware of. So in this Moomoo app, I also do want to share with you, if you actually have their smartphone app, and I have that up here for you right now, and I'll read off some of the stuff because I know that can be kind of hard to see from what we have right here. But this, if you go to the markets tab, and then there's an earnings reports area, you can tap on it and it will show you a calendar of the earnings, and you can go landscape and get to the full daily calendar look, or you can scroll from here. So Nvidia is on here, and Nvidia has a flag where it says live, which means that when the earnings call comes out, it'll be featured on the Moomoo app live. So you can tap on that, and if you go over to financial, what you'll get is a breakdown of where their revenue comes from and a history of their earnings per share, free cash flow, current ratio, quick ratio, and you can see that they sort of bottomed out on this chart and they started that upward movement. I expect that to continue. And then financial estimates, right now the EPS estimate that we have is 57 cents per share for this upcoming, 61 cents per share for this upcoming quarter. And we'll see if we come in at or near that, or if we very, very much exceed that value when we look at that predicted value coming in for this first quarter of the fiscal year 2024 Q1 as they have it. So let me move on from that. Income statement, balance sheet, it's all here, and you can even tap on these and you can get the income statement itself, balance sheet itself. There is a lot to be featured here in the Moomoo app. And so remember about that link that's down in the description. If you click and sign up, you can get up to 20 free stocks. $100 more gets you 10 free stocks. $1,000 more is what gets you the 20 free stocks. And you get access to just not only a wonderful earnings calendar that's in here, but just a wonderful trading app in general that can help take your investment game to the next level. So please check that offer out down in the description. So we'll see when the earnings come out for Nvidia how it goes. I am excited to see them come out. I want to hear the directions that they have and see if they really have some strong guidance coming out for us throughout the rest of 2023, because I highly doubt that companies are going to be sitting back on their laurels with AI on this one, that they're going to strike while it's hot and that they're really going to make aggressive moves, and Nvidia stands to benefit from it. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked what you heard, check out the link for the Patreon down in the description to see my Patreon exclusive content and also be part of my Patreon community. And don't forget about that link for the Moomoo app. Support yourself by getting not only a wonderful trading app to help take your trading game to the next level, but also it does help to support this channel. Like this video if you liked it, hit the subscribe button to see more of what I got, and hit that notification bell to see anytime that my videos come out. I am Dr. Stock, Doctor of Education. We'll see you in the next video.